But one of the things that I would do in reviewing that is I would come into it very much with the notion that you would have to not raise taxes. I think right now raising taxes would be a disaster for this country. I would prefer private accounts. So that would be part of probably what I would be negotiating for as part of the solution. And beyond that, I'd be open to all of their suggestions. But the two sides of it would be I would oppose raising taxes, and I would argue pretty strongly in favor of private accounts. Beyond that, I'd be open to their suggestions. And I'm not sure which one I'd select. And I'm pretty confident that we can solve it. What I just said is very similar to what Greenspan said a couple of days ago when he was asked, which of the two problems do you think is more difficult to solve, Social Security or Medicare, Medicaid? And he said he believes that a solution to Social Security is there once we get beyond the political season. I think that's correct. I should comment on last night's debate, Democratic debate, since I was a key figure in the debate. And I was very pleased to see that. Now, I have to first admit that I didn't get to see the debate because I was spending time with my hero, Yogi Berra. And we had a town hall meeting last night, and Yogi Berra introduced me, and we were in over 1,000 homes, and we thought it was one of our more successful events of the campaign. But then on the plane coming out here, and this morning I read a transcript of the debate, and I see that it's amazing. I think when the Democratic debate season began, Hillary Clinton was in favor of withdrawing the troops from Iraq and actually promised if they're not withdrawn by the time she becomes president, that she would do it when she became president. I think I remember her saying that. We're now on the 6th position and counting. The 6th position is that she's not sure she can withdraw the troops by 2013. There also was a lot of ambiguity about Iran. I'm not sure I understand their positions on Iran. I think Hillary Clinton took the position that she would not make a commitment that we would stop Iran from becoming a nuclear power. I think she said that. It was the kind of language like the one she used about General Petraeus, willful suspension of disbelief. You have to kind of interpret it. I think Barack Obama said that he would make a commitment. So it's very, very interesting. We now have Hillary Clinton on one side and Barack Obama on the other. And a clear distinction now, at least between my position and Hillary Clinton's, which is I would make a commitment that we would stop Iran from becoming a nuclear power. That is not an acceptable outcome. I do not believe in the policy of mutually assured destruction with Iran. I do not believe in the policy of containment with Iran. I think it is a very poor analogy to the prior situation with the Soviets or the Chinese. I think Ahmadinejad's performance in the last couple of days indicates that we're dealing with a certain level of irrationality. And the worst nightmare of the Cold War were nuclear weapons in the hands of irrational people. Do we need a better demonstration than Ahmadinejad that we could be looking at that if we don't take a very strong position that is not acceptable? I'm glad to see that some Democrats agree with me. It's unfortunate that Hillary Clinton disagrees, but this could be a major issue in the campaign.
Can we ask the governor one more question? Governor, we know that Republican primaries in California tend to be dominated by more conservative members of the party. Talk about any concerns you might have about selling Rudy Giuliani to that group, or whether or not you will.
I'm enthusiastic because he will sell himself. But let me take you back through history. I don't know how you would characterize me, but you've heard this morning, the mayor thinks that we're together about 95%. I think it may be higher than that. In fact, you should be worried. But the fact is, I have a pretty good record of winning statewide elections. So if he's 95% with me, then I must tell you that I think the sort of combination of libertarian and fiscal conservative, someone who's strong on a national defense policy that is firm, someone who has been tough on crime, that sells pretty well here.
So you don't think you'll have trouble selling it?
Nope. Not only that, it would be nice to take California out of the blue column.
Could you also just comment about the dynamic of congressional, the distribution of Republican delegates in the Republican primary, the new system, and if that changes your strategy out here in California?
New system.
Well, is there not a new system for distributing